Could you use a quick tip daily? How about a tip that can impact your day? My name is Raphael. Join me as I bring you tips by experts around the world. These experts have shared their knowledge and wisdom with me and will directly share them with you. Make sure to subscribe, like, follow, and comment, and I would love for you to become part of the New Tip Daily community. Good morning, Sophie. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I am fantastic. Thank you. How about you?
I am exceptional. I'm getting better every day. I make sure I do.
I do that too. I
Yeah,
love to be fantastic every day and better at it more and more as time goes on.
that's right. So today we're going to talk about the hot business optimization and fractional marketing. And being that you're an expert in both, man, I am excited to hear what tips you're going to share with us.
I'm excited too. I haven't shared about, business operations optimization on that side of things in a while. So it'll be fun to talk a bit about ops and then fractional marketing and put them together because everything behind the scenes goes hand in hand when it comes to accelerating your business.
Yeah, I believe they both merge really well, and I think to think about optimization, we need to do that either in business or in marketing. And when you mix them together, I think it's a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, everything you do in your business should be optimized, not just, your finances, your marketing, your operations, your sales. I
Mm.
mean, if each department of your company is not optimized, you're going to have problems. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, I've gone through the scatteredness of starting a business multiple times and
Mm.
it's tough, but once you get it dialed in and you get your systems and your SOPs and your tech and all the things just streamlined and automated where it can be, human where it can't be, and get it all dialed in, it makes business and life so much easier.
Yeah. And we were talking about tech a minute ago, right?
We were. We were talking about how it's just funky all the time, it seems these days.
But this is why I believe no matter how much tech we have, we still need to have our hand in it. If not our hand, maybe we hire somebody or somebody in our organization should be an expert in it. And even if they're an expert, they still need to continue to learn.
Absolutely.
Just like, just like
There's
you and
a
I do.
never-ending learning curve in business with tech, with AI, with people. I mean, if you're not optimizing and you're not learning and you're not growing, both yourself and the business, stagnation hits
Mhm.
and success kind of wanes and you kind of get bummed about your business and you realize, oh my gosh, I've kind of let it just sit there and not do anything, to make it better, to evolve it, to grow it. And now I'm stuck and I got to fix it.
Right. So what's a good tip besides the one you just gave us that we can put our optimize our business? I know we have SOPs, and for those people who don't know what SOPs are, um, and I've seen people they tell me, "Oh, I have SOPs." I'm like, "Really? How do you put them in place?" They're like, "Oh, look at this book. It's this big book that has all this information on it." And I'm like, "Really? Who's reading that?"
Exactly. Exactly. Today's SOPs are way more sophisticated than the way even the corporate world is moving away from the paper books. It's that's where technology does come in. I mean, cloud storage, Loom videos, and you can even create your own training center in, things like
Mhm.
Kajabi, and there's other ones specific to it, where you just map it all out and it becomes a training program that they do on their computer. And, and depending upon the tool, it even tests them. So, they actually did it, that kind
Right.
of a thing. Cause, they could go in and watch videos and read it, or they could go in and pretend that they did and just like mark it complete. You're like, and then they come and they
Hello.
do the job and they're not doing it right. It's like, did you study? Sure, I did. you might need to go back and study again then. But I mean, and it makes it so much easier. I mean, and that appeals to the people who learn differently as well. Not everybody wants to read a paper book. They don't even want to read a PDF online. They may they need to watch the video, or they want to listen to it, and then they want to do hands-on, because some people, it's great to study it, but you don't really know for sure that you understood the training until you get hands-on and get to actually try it and take a shot at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I have training videos, even how to clean the bathroom. And even somebody may watch it and then I go, okay, now let's go clean the bathroom. They're like, oh, I got it. I'm like, no, I'm still coming. I'm still going to go make sure. As simple as cleaning the bathroom, it's still service based, because any of my clients who go in it, I want them to, let me put it to you this way. I had a client of mine tell me that my bathrooms are so darn clean that his daughter walked in and she goes, Dad, I can eat in here. And I said, please don't.
Yeah. Yeah, please
Please
don't.
don't. But he goes, your bathrooms are, for my daughter to be able to say that, and she's so finicky. He said, you're doing an amazing job. I said, right.
That's hilarious. That is really
Yeah.
funny.
That his daughter can eat
For
in
a
the
young kid
bathroom.
to say that, I mean, because adults say stuff like that, but for a kid to go into a bathroom and say, damn, I could eat in here. It's like,
Yeah.
where'd you hear that?
But so standard operating procedures, they're not as, some of them are standard, some of them are not necessarily standard. There's a lot of details behind them. I was talking
Mhm.
to a gentleman who, their life may depend on it if they don't follow certain procedures. There's a gentleman who walks around job sites making sure that they're being held up, because it's an electrical company. And
Mm.
there was a guy carrying a hammer on his shoulder, and he got electrocuted.
Ooh.
So, and it's all these tiny little things that people don't realize, that when you're in an environment, you have to follow the rules 100%, or your life may
Oh
be in
yeah,
danger.
definitely, definitely,
Go ahead.
definitely.
You
It's
were gonna
crazy
share
that they
something.
do that kind of a thing. You would think it's like, people get comfortable and they go back to doing things their way, or and that's the other thing about SOPs. You don't just, it's not a one and done thing. There should be
Mhm.
refreshers, and you should always make sure they're up to date, because stuff changes. So um it's kind of weird how, people will just be like, oh yeah, I studied it. They'll get it. And they're rock stars. They're in there, they're following every step, doing every detail. And then in time, you start seeing little things chipping away, little
Mhm.
mistakes here and there. And it's like they get into rote memorization mode. They get into autopilot thinking, I know it. I've got it memorized.
Mhm.
And they start missing steps, and then things start to fall apart. So, it's not just the one and done SOPs and training. It's making sure they're always up to date, making sure people are following procedure all the time and not getting, hate to say it, lazy,
Mhm.
or, getting into autopilot mode, because it's something we humans do so easily. It's just like, it's like we learn it, we do it. It's like it becomes a monotonous, and it becomes this monotonous thing that we tend to stop paying attention to the details, because it's the same thing over and over and over again. But you still got to be that attention to detail over and over and over again. You can't get,
Yeah.
complacent.
Yeah, absolutely. And so when it comes to putting the marketing aspects to it, right? Um, because if we market and we're getting clients, either calling, coming in, going on our website, whatever it is, it's that SOP that's going to secure the client to make a purchase, right?
Yeah.
It's the fact that even myself, I still practice or listen to my phone calls. So many times I'm still listening to my phone calls to make sure that they are um, constantly updated, right? Because
Right.
we may have a new offer, we may have a new way of doing things, we may have a new special, all these different things, and how we present these things are important as well.
Very, very much so. Very much. And everything has to be, even the tiniest things, like you said, cleaning the toilet or cleaning the bathroom.
Mhm.
If you want it cleaned a certain way and not the way John Smith cleans it, then you need the SOP, because that's the other thing. There are many ways to do things. And if you want it done, even if it's something in a tool, like your CRM, how you set up an automation, how you set up a newsletter broadcast, if you know you have specific things that you want it to do and have it do when you do it, you definitely have to SOP it, and you have to make sure they follow it and understand that this may not be the way you're used to doing it, but this is
Mm.
the way we do it, and we need you to do it this way. And, and things like that. I mean, that's kind of how the guy got electrocuted. I mean, he was not following procedure. He was not being kept up with and got complacent and all those things. And, who'd have thought you'd be walking around with a hammer and get electrocuted?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
But,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
yeah, I mean, and things change, randomly as well, that are not necessarily something you plan. We all know stuff happens, saying that nicely without the other word in there. Stuff happens, and you've got to be, and that's why SOPs matter, because when stuff happens, having SOPs helps, but it can also show you, oh, this SOP needs work. It needs updating. It needs refreshing, or it needs to be redone because it's out of date or something, because like the technology changed, but the SOP didn't.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's very funny. I had hired a teenager, and one of their things was to do some cleaning, not all the time, but when certain things needed. And we have a 10,000 square foot place, and we said, "Oh, okay, one of the things you have to do is vacuum. Do you know how to vacuum?" Yeah. Okay, you need to go vacuum. He comes back 10 minutes later. I'm like, "You vacuumed?" Yeah. I said, "If I vacuum, it takes me 45 minutes. How'd you finish in 10? Show me what you did."
Did he vacuum the whole thing or just one room?
He probably did a little square, and
Yeah,
I'm done.
something. I'm like, yeah,
You didn't hit the corners. Oh, look at that. You didn't move things. But
something.
even when I hire a new person to answer my phone, one of the things I say to them is, are you okay on the phone? They're like, sure, absolutely. I said, all right, let's test it out. I'm gonna call you. And then they're like, yeah, hello. I'm like, hello. That's not how we answer the phone. And then also we have certain protocols that we have to do, how to drive somebody to why we advertised, why
Right.
we marketed to begin with. So if you don't mind, I'd love to throw a quick commercial and then have you come and talk to us about fractional marketing. Take a look
Sounds
first.
good.
You followed the rules, tried the restrictions, counted the carbs, the steps, and the failures. You're not lazy, you're exhausted from doing it all without real change. What if the problem isn't you, but the plan? Sifu's Mind Body Method is a 90-day transformation built on 7 unshakable pillars: mindset, movement, nutrition, hydration, fasting, journaling, and faith. This isn't another shortcut. It's your structure, your strength, your reset. You don't need harder, you need better. Ready to begin? Start today. Every day, we need to make a difference in order for us to sustain a great life.
Yes,
And even that, I have SOPs for Sifu's Mind Body Method, right? The way we do things, the way we do our meetings, the way everything.
definitely. I mean, and that's why you can hire more people to do the sales and the delivery, is
Mhm.
because you have the SOPs and the trainings, because, you shouldn't be doing it all as the business owner. You shouldn't do it all. you should only do what's best, what you do best, and that grows the business and all those things. And if you want a really big business, a really profitable business and all those things, your methodology can be administered, so to speak, by others. You can have associate coaches or team members or whatever you would like to call them. And those SOPs and that training is critical for them to be able to deliver what you're promising when you sell that method, that process, that program. Because if you're not delivering what you promise, toilet. Speaking of bathrooms, everything goes in the toilet, and then you have to clean it again.
Yes. So fractional marketing. For those listening either online or an audio version, what is fractional marketing?
Fractional marketing is when you have a complete marketing department at your service providing enterprise level marketing, like the big boys and girls in corporate world, that kind of marketing at a fraction of the cost without the hiring and management headaches. And you're getting full strategic marketing strat plans and initiatives with metrics and KPIs that you're measuring to figure out what works to hit your business goals. It's not just the fractional marketing is technically outsourced marketing, but it's not like hiring a bunch of freelancers to do a bunch of work. It is a true fractional marketing department or a fractional marketing person, because there's fractional CMOs, chief marketing officers, and then there's fractional marketing departments like we do, where we can put it all together. It's the CMO, it's all the people who are going to do the work, it's the strategy, it's the plan, it's the implementation, it's the data analytics, et cetera, so that you get the kind of marketing you need to grow your business, to get everything off your plate and have things work consistently, sustainably, and evolve as things evolve over time through the way, a fractional marketing department like we do it with the strategic marketing that really helps you grow your business based on your business goals, not vanity metrics, not how many people opened your newsletter. It's deeper, it's more strategic, and it's very planned out and systematized once you figure out what works. And that's the beauty of it too, is we're not just going to throw spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks and not be able to tell what sticks because we're not measuring it. We're getting very nitty gritty, strategic, measurable, those kinds of things. And this allows someone, whether they have a physical business or not, to have access to that high level marketing, that enterprise level marketing on their budget. It makes it very affordable, and it makes it very easy to bring on and to implement, because they don't have to do any of it. They just have to work with the fractional CMO to share the business information, goals, et cetera. And then we take it from there. We make the strategy, we do the research, we do the SWOT analysis, all these things to put together the best possible strategy and plan. And because we're a fractional marketing department, they get all of it in one place.
Wow. So you talk about SWOT. I'm like, what on earth is that? And this is why it would make sense to hire you. So talk to us about what SWOT is.
SWOT, it stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So we deep dive into the company. We look at their strengths. What are they really good at? What in their marketing is working, is good. And then we look at their weaknesses. What isn't working in their marketing? What do they not have compared to competitors potentially? And then we look at the opportunities. And the opportunities is where are the opportunities to fix things, to make things better, to do marketing better, to do their business better, anything. And then of course the threats are, what are those things that are really holding them back? The things like, it could be lack of technology. It could be, lack of clarity in their unique value proposition, so they don't stand out amongst their competition. It could be any number of things, but it's the things that are hindering their ability to market and grow and do better, that can be fixed, that can be changed, and we work on that too.
Yeah. I love the opportunities part as well, because a lot of people think, "Oh, I'm advertising here," and then they're missing an opportunity because they're not marketing to where their clients may be hanging out. One of the things that one of my mentors always said is, "You always need to be where your clients are." Because if I go to the mountaintop and there's no clients there and I keep going to the mountaintop, I'm there by myself. I may be enjoying the mountain, but I'm there by myself, right?
But you're all by yourself.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then let's say my clients are at the mountain. What are the threats there? I mean, is there a goat that's gonna come over and knock me down, uh, knock me off the mountain? There are rocks, there's boulders, there's different climbing apparatuses I need to have with me. So it's all the different threats. So every aspect, what am I weak in? What do I need to expand on, right? And so I love what you do and how you help businesses create those missing links that they didn't even look at, right? So I think having an extra expert set of eyes who can look at every facet of your business is a critical aspect for you to grow. Because a lot of people are looking to grow, but they're not willing to spend.
Exactly. And that's a big problem because they're looking at it from, a scarcity mindset. They're looking at it as an expense. They're not looking at it as an investment. And every dollar you put into your business is an investment when you get when it helps you grow, do the things. It's like, oh, well, I don't want to get this CRM because it's really expensive. But if it's the right CRM for your business, then it's not an expense and it's going to help you grow your business. It's going to help you be more efficient and effective in communicating with your clients, your future clients, your leads, and everybody else, strategic partners, whatever the case may be. It can all be organized, systematized, and whatnot in this tool. And this tool that we're recommending may be expensive, but it is the right thing that in the long run is going to be a massive return on investment by helping you grow your business, get more clients, and generate more revenue that more than covers it.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're like a crazy person like me, I have more than one CRM because of my different businesses.
Mm,
One of my businesses only is handled by one type of CRM because that CRM is specific to that business. Then I have several other because they're specific to that business because they're looking at how that business is running and the we set up our SOPs based on that. So it has to function correctly. And some people, especially entrepreneurs, think that, oh, I'm going to do this business, that business, this business, that business, and they're all going to run on the same CRM, which is, to me personally, I couldn't see my martial arts business running my woodshop business or my mentoring business or my coaching business or my different fitness business or my writing business or my speaking. But so there are different aspects that one cannot handle. So for me,
right.
yes, unfortunately, yes, I am spending the money on different ones, but they serve a purpose.
Absolutely, 100%. And that's another factor for people who do own multiple businesses like yourself. There's no one size fits all that you can stick everything in.
Mhm.
That's going to become such a disorganized mess no matter how organized you think it is. When you send somebody from your team in business one in there to do business one stuff and they can't see the forest for the trees because five other businesses are in there and they're hunting around going, oh my gosh, where is all this stuff? I mean, because, yes, you can organize it, but that's still information overload.
Mm.
And it makes it harder for your people to do their job when it's all piled into one tool and one CRM. So, yes, it is. And, but hey, you started multiple businesses for a reason.
Yeah.
You want them all to be successful, right? You didn't start them to fail, did you? No, I don't think so. But
Yeah.
each business has to be its own entity, especially, and then, at least in the United States, we have to think about taxes and stuff. Are we, is one business dipping into the other? And then you're like, oh, wait, you don't want one business dipping into the other because tax time could come around and you could get in trouble because you
Big
were
time.
you were doing stuff wrong where it comes with the taxes that go along with all your, write-offs and things, and, you dip into the wrong waters and then you get yourself in trouble. So each entity has to have its everything. You can't just say, I'm going to have 5 businesses and 1 CRM and 1 social media tool and 1 this and 1 that, because it'll be huge and a nightmare to manage.
Absolutely. I have a friend of mine who has 23 businesses, and he's a billionaire. So, for example, when he told me I only go to 2 or 3 of my businesses, I don't even know what the other ones are doing because I've set it up to have the right people running them. And that's why he's a billionaire, because he's doing the right things and they report back to him, right? So it's when you have the right systems in place, then you have success. But
Absolutely.
even that success has to be looked on a daily basis.
Absolutely. And that's why, that's when you create that team managed business and you get to sit back and just watch, so to speak, like he does in most of his. I mean, of course, you're getting reports. You want to know how your business is doing, because if a problem comes up that you need to come in and help with or whatever, you need to know it. You can't just say, okay, this business is all on its own, I'm just going to walk away and never watch it again. I mean, no, you still got to know that they're doing their jobs and everything, and it's still successful and growing and profiting. So, and that is the ultimate achievement, is when you can build your business to be fully team and software and whatnot managed, to where you don't have to be in the weeds of it every day.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Sophie, what a great bunch of tips. I think too many to count.
No, it's kind of like Lay's potato chips. You can't eat only one. You can't just get one tip.
That's why I don't buy the bag to begin with.
Right. Exactly.
Thank you so much. Really quick, what can somebody expect when they come to your website?
They're going to learn a little bit more about a fractional marketing department. It is a new concept. We are in the process of revolutionizing marketing for small business. In our case, specifically healthcare, legal, and financial service providers, the independent ones that need that to compete with the corporate conglomerates that are around them. And they're going to learn about that. They're going to learn about me. There's a few freebies on there they can check out. My podcast, a link to my podcast is there. You can find my social media accounts there, so you can follow me on social media, all the different things. Sign up for some stuff, get on our newsletter list, and follow me on social media, and we will show you the way to hiring a fractional marketing department to make your life so much easier and grow your business and stay, in my case, my ideal audience, stay independent and serve your clients, patients, and community better.
Yes, absolutely. Wow. Beautiful. Thank you so much. It's always such a pleasure to have you on my show. And please, come on more.
I shall try. I shall look at the calendar once again. I love to look at it and go, oh, wait, he's booked out until, well, okay, I'll take that one and get on there when it's there. Your show is a wonderful show. It's full all the time, and I love that. I love seeing that, and it's always a pleasure to be on the show.
Yes. Well, thank you, and happy Friday. And everybody, do me a favor, share this with somebody who needs to hear today's message, because you never know, you may be doing a huge service to them and to yourself, because now all of a sudden you're a better friend or family member. Right? Yes. All right, everybody. Have a blessed day. Happy Friday, everybody. Bye.
Bye.